Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Outdoors with Craig DZ. Today, gonna go through and show you my latest purchase. Stay tuned. That's right, YouTube. Welcome back. I bought another dump trailer. I know if you've been following along on the channel for a while now, I mentioned this a few times. I couldn't wait to get rid of this other one over here. I'll flip the camera quick. So this is my 10-yard. This is a quality steel trailer. Great little trailer, 7x14, 10K GVW, or sorry, 14K GVW, 10K max capacity, load capacity. So this thing, I mean, this is where it all started. But I was hoping to even get rid of this, actually, like pretty much now. However, with my my dumpster order getting screwed up, messed up, and passing on them, I have to continue using this. And with the, turnaround time, it doesn't, for me, I don't think it makes sense to order something now and get it in November, when really things are going to start to really slow down and basically drop off. So to pay, I mean, just for those two, it would have been almost $11,000 to have them just sit in the snow for 3-4 months. Didn't really make much sense. So I'm going to probably keep this thing in service, keep running it until I get those in the spring. And then thinking about it, we'll see how the year kind of wraps out. We're starting to head towards fall in month of August already. Today I had another booking, I think, for next week. This weekend is kind of light still, but already I'm at what I did in July. So we're basically the first week, August 10th, just a week, week and a half in, and I did what I did in July. So business kicked right back up. Stock market, everything seems to be still doing fairly well. I saw today talks about pulling out of the bear market and turning back to a bull market. So I think a lot of people are starting to change their mind on the recession and start moving forward with some of these projects that maybe they put on hold. And also back to school, fall time, things slowing down. So I think people are starting to get back to that, but things are looking good. But what I wanted to show is, which you've already seen, is the beast. So this is a cam Superline trailer, actually named the Beast. If I show you the rear here, the Beast. Very heavy duty, well made dump trailer. So this is 7x16. I still haven't actually measured the sides to see. I mean, these look a little higher than, I'm gonna guess maybe 16-inch sides or 18-inch. They're definitely a little higher than 12, but I don't think they're as high as my original dump trailer. This thing, I mean, it's up now, so you can't really see it. It sits actually about the same, if not a tad bit lower than this. Took the day off the other day, and the idea of doing that was I wanted to get a trailer. Potentially had a job coming up for the excavator, which would be my first actual paying job with the excavator, which, if again you've been following along in the timeline, talked about how I really wasn't looking to get any jobs until September, and if I got something in August, I'd be happy. If I got more than one job in August, I'd it'd be doing good, I would think. But I wasn't really stressing out that I hadn't rented it out or did anything. If I turn the camera around, I didn't talk about this in one of the other videos, I don't think, but the flat deck, you actually don't see. That's gone. So I sold the flat deck. I actually made $500 on that. That was for my gooseneck. And the reasoning was I did not like the setup. When it came up to the tarping system, I only had like half an inch or an inch between the deck and the tarping system, which I think was going to make it very difficult to try and put binders on. it may even hit pulling it up, so then it may have to change the way that I strap it down altogether. That, and I mean, this year alone I've had 2 dumpsters. Both of them were when I was unloading, that, you know, I turned the trailer a little bit and I wasn't completely lined up, and the dumpster ended up kind of like falling out of the rails a little bit, and, you know, they didn't flip over or anything crazy, but all I can think of is loading, you know, that $80,000 excavator on this thing on a hill or on a slant or something like that, and I'm not completely lined up, and having that flop over on its side because of, you know, just the system itself, and having the deck kind of slide off or something. So that kind of gave me the EBGBs, and I really didn't want to use that. So I also sold my car hauler trailer, which was a 20-foot trailer. So between both of those, I thought it was going to basically pay, or pretty much pay for, I was looking at a split deck. However, when I went the other day and looked at these, and if you saw my short, you know, you would have saw I was at the trailer place, had a little, I mean, they had tons of trailers, but this trailer was sitting next to a split deck, and it was near, I mean, there wasn't many dump trailers by the splits and tilt decks, but they had one of these parked over there. And honestly, walking through the trailers, I could hop from the split over to this thing and into the bed, and they were literally the same height, bed wise. And so it made me think, right, especially coming up this excavation job, which I can say now, I did land it. It was almost $3,000. It's a little bit of land clearing, tree removal. Hopefully should only take me 2 days or less. And then there's also the customer, she wants, has 6 acres and wants to build like a trail throughout her property so she can, I guess, walk her dog. So that doesn't include that part of it. So I should, as long as I do a good job, get that, and that will probably be another $1,000, $1,500, depending on, like I told her, I really have to walk where she wants to put the trail and get an idea, you know, can I just drive the excavator through and kind of make the trail as I go, or do I have to cut certain trees and drop trees? But so the initial job is land clearing, but there's 2 dead trees that she wants removed and taken down. And so just in that job, it's like, okay, I got to haul the excavator out there and then drop it off, and then either leave the trailer there and then go back, get the dump trailer. But the dump trailer, again, I'm renting still. So on average, that guy, depending on the load, right, is probably $150 to $200 I make on a 2-day rental. So again, I'm going to be doing this on the weekends. That's usually when these things are always rented out. So especially the 10-yard, it's like the most popular size that I have that people seem to always want, because I don't know if it's the price or they in their head think, oh, I don't have that much stuff, it's not going to fill up that much, you know, that should be fine. And then they realize they have more and, you know, wish they got a 15 or something even larger than that. But the, you know, so I'd have to go not rent that, so I lose money not renting the trailer for when I'm doing excavation work. Then I have to drive home, you know, 20-30 minutes, pick up the dump, 20-30 minutes back. Now I'm burning fuel just to bring it back, and then same thing, load the logs in, drive it back, come back, you know, get the excavator, hook up with the trailer, and then drive home. And again, logs, firewood, you know, so it should be a little bonus there for me, hopefully, if it's not complete junk wood. But it was all hardwood. Just I don't know how rotten it was. I mean, the trees look dead, but I know we had the like gypsy moths this year again for the 2nd year that really ate a lot of the leaves off. So she had one that she thought was dead, and looking at it, kind of had like these like mutated leaves, and it's similar to my trees out here that they like rebud it and relieved, but they're like midget leaves. They're not full size, and it's, you know, when you look at it, you kind of think they're dead, but they're not. You know, they came back a little bit. But so I started thinking, it's like, well, like the dump trailer, this thing, so GVW is 15.4, so 15,400. Payload capacity is like 11.2. So my mini At least through their website, I think it says it's 10.2. And then I also read today again when I was looking at specs, that includes like a 175-pound passenger, operator. So it's actually just shy of 10,000 pounds. So with that loaded in, I should still have roughly, a little over 1,000 pounds capacity, which is perfect. My worry with this dump trailer was, it's rated for 10,000. So like it basically is going to be max weight, maybe even overload it. And then on top of it, with this trailer, it's a 16 footer, right? So just looking at it, it's a little bit longer. So hopefully it will tow slightly better, just because the weight should be able to be distributed a little bit. Like obviously I'll park it over the axle, and I'll probably put together a video of me loading it, because there's not too many out there when I was trying to look to see how hard or easy it would be. And man, like the beast, look at the pistons on this. I don't know what these must be, like 3 or 4 inch dual pistons. They're huge compared to the little dinky things that are on this thing. They're probably double the size. So like capacity on this thing was huge. And then so no sides. And the nice thing that I liked about that was, again, using this for the excavation business piece of things. The problem with larger, like this trailer, 10 yards, is if I'm doing anything with hauling, people think, oh, 10 yards, I can fill it up 10 yards. Well, no. 10 yards of concrete, I believe, is 40,000 pounds. It's like 4,000 pounds per yard of concrete. That would be with no air gaps. But, this thing would be totally destroyed. A stone is, just about, a little over 2,000, basically a ton a yard. So this would be 10 ton, or again, 20,000 pounds, which would be 10,000 over. So I haven't done the math on what this thing is, but I would suspect it's going to be, 4.5, 5, maybe even 4, something around there. So, to overload this with material is going to be very difficult. So to me, that's just another plus bonus that, realistically, it shouldn't be, it should really last me a long time, because I'll be able to do that. And then the other thing too, has the tarping system. In theory, there's nothing to say I can't rent this as a dumpster. So I want to do the math on it. It has the pockets, if you can see here, right, built in. So I could build this up if I wanted to. So I could make this, another, obviously it's longer, so it could be a 12 yard. Same with the tarp. You can see, the tarp is mounted here. However, you could build that up, mount the tarp to the 2x6, and extend the tarp up as well. But overall, awesome trailer. Diamond plated utility box here, similar to my other. I had a Cam Superline. It was a 13 yard with 4-foot sides, and it was an awesome trailer. Hydraulic up, gravity down, which is great because it saves on your battery life. And then they have this nice built-in box for tools. So for me, obviously it's going to be chains, binders, maybe some hand tools too, like shovel, rake. But overall, awesome deal. Out the door, it was almost 16,000 for this trailer, which is pretty expensive. Obviously, I didn't plan on spending that much, but when I looked at the options, the tilt was close to, I was looking at a split tilt, so I'd have like 3 or 4 feet up front of the tilting section for like attachments or anything else that I wanted to throw up there, and then obviously the rest of it for the excavator piece. But that out the I think was 10.8, and then with tax, everything, probably talking 13, almost 13,000 roughly. So the cost difference for an extra 2,000, I can use this to load the excavator, haul material, haul away material, and just less trips back and forth. And then also not having to take another piece of equipment out of service and losing money on rentals to have this. And I mean, again, I could measure this up and rent it during the week if I wanted to. Say, you know, Monday through Thursday only or something is the only days I could rent this, because I want it for the weekends when I'm doing excavation work. Or if I have a job coming up and I know I'm going to need it, then I just block it out and make sure, you know, it's not rented. Or potentially on availability with what I have, I could always add something, you know, upgrade somebody to a 15 if I had something. But you know, things have been, again, like I said, pretty busy. So we will see how this thing works out. Again, I do have landed my first customer with the excavation stuff. I started a couple weeks ago, like week and a half, posting some ads. And I honestly, tonight I have to do an estimate for a pool removal, in-ground pool, which that would be huge if I get it as well, because those the profit on those are pretty high if you can get them. Also, I have like a ditching job I have to look at, and a couple property grading jobs this week that I have to do estimates for. So I really think the excavation stuff is going to start to really take off, and I've got some other things in the works that you'll see in future content. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the support. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button to stay up to date on future videos. And as always, questions, post them in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.